Welcome back to the tween.js tutorials on how to animate objects within a web page. You've already gone through the first couple of videos on the basics of the tween.js library and how to get some objects animated and add in delays. Today we're going to be talking about using easings to add in some transition effects. So looking at the JS fiddle, and I fiddled with mine a little bit from what you may see. So I've removed the animate me header and the table just so that we can work with Benny the Beaver in privacy, I guess. So what we're going to talk about today is within our tween object, we're adding in this easing option. And I have it right now. The default easing option is a linear with no in or out option attached to it. So this would be, this animation with this easing is going to be the same whether or not the easing is in there. Alright, the default easing is the linear option. But what the easings can do is the easings can add in some transition effects. So there's two options when you're adding in an easing. You can add in an easing name that goes right here, and the different built-in easings are from this set right up here. Alright, we've got this set of easings. Most of these first several of them just adjust speed at certain points. So the quadratic, cubic, quartic, and quintic, they make the animation happen at different varying speeds during the point. And we can just kind of play around with that a little bit. And the last option on our easing, that's the when. When do we want that easing to be applied? And our options are in, out, and in, out. The none option is only for the linear option, and really if you're going to have a linear easing, you probably just don't even need to add in that statement. So let's take a look and see what these are going to do. So let's add in an elastic easing on the out. So what this is going to do is this is going to apply the elastic transition at the end. The out is at the end of the animation. So if we run this, you can see what happened is Benny went beyond where he did and kind of sprung back, kind of like he was doing a little bungee cord. Let me make this animation a few seconds longer so we get a better idea of what's going on. So if we add it on the in instead, then the elasticing is going to happen at the start of the animation. And see, it starts wobbling at the beginning and then heads to the out. Or if you wanted, we can do it on both the in and the out. So let's try the bounce. And again, let's bounce out of here. So you can play around with this. And like I said, these first ones deal a lot more with just the speed that the animations happen. So you can see with the quadratic out, it starts faster and gets slower. If we do a quadratic in, it's going to start slower and pick up speed. And that becomes a little bit more if we reduce the runtime. Starts slower and gets faster. So you can play around with this on JS Fiddle and just go through the different easing options and see, kind of play around and see which ones you like. But that's how we can use those.